are compiled into .NET classes, and .NET classes, and then .NET assemblies, and they are downloaded into the browser along with a WebAssembly-based .NET runtime. So we fire up the runtime. It's just a chunk of WebAssembly code. It runs on open standards. It runs in any modern browser, on desktop, on phones, any platform. We fire up that runtime in the browser, and then we execute your .NET code, including your component logic. And those components interact directly with the DOM, all in process. So that's how that's all happening. That's the client-side model. The server-side Blazor model is a little different. In the server-side model, the components are actually still on the server. They execute on .NET Core within an ASP.NET Core application. What gets downloaded to the browser is a little bit of JavaScript that then sets up a SignalR connection back to the server. And over that SignalR connection, it sends all of the UI events from the browser to the server. Those UI events then get dispatched to the components render, just like they would have in process in the browser, but in this case, they're actually running server-side. The components render, it calculates what needs to actually be updated in the DOM, like what's the DOM diff. It serializes that diff back down to the browser over the real-time connection, and then that gets applied to the actual live DOM in the browser. So you get to code your components the same way. You still get that rich client-side interactivity, like you saw. Like I was using the application. Like this behaves exactly like the client-side version of the Blazing Pizza app, but all the UI logic is actually running server-side. Now, why would you do this? What are the pros and cons of this approach? So nice things about server-side Blazor. Well, number one is it has no WebAssembly dependency, and we're actually we're working hard on it, but we haven't finished the WebAssembly.NET runtime. And it won't be done in time for .NET Core 3.0, and we wanted to get as much Blazor to you as we could as fast as possible. So with the server-side model, that enabled us to build out the component model for Blazor, to build out the diffing algorithm, all the application model concerns, without needing the WebAssembly-based runtime to be done. Once the WebAssembly runtime is done, we will ship client-side Blazor and you'll be able to use it. We announced at Build that client-side Blazor for WebAssembly is no longer experimental. It is an official preview. It's on a track to ship. And in fact, we update it in parallel with each release of server-side Blazor. But it won't ship with .NET Core 3.0. Client-side Blazor for WebAssembly will ship later. But the server-side model is going to be ready for 3.0, and so that's what we're working on now. So it makes it easier for us to give you some bits that you can actually deploy into production faster. Other things that are nice, well, you don't have to download the runtime, so the app actually starts up a lot faster. You're not downloading, a meg of .NET runtime and DLLs into the browser. You're just downloading that little piece of JavaScript to to set up the real-time connection, so your load time is much better.
Okay, cool. So that
also, your architecture for your app can be a lot simpler. I mean, your code is running on the server, so if you want to talk to the database or do server things or leverage any functionality of .NET Core, well, you're right there. You just write code in your components that does that. So that can really simplify things. If you're doing a client-side Blazor app, well, then you're going to need to set up APIs on your server that you send HTTP requests to do anything like access data from your database or talk to your in-memory cache or whatever other functionality is specific to your server. So that can simplify your architecture. Things that are downsides for the server-side Blazor model. Well, it is a connected model. Like, this is not going to work offline. In order for the UI to even function, you have to have a live connection to the server. With client-side Blazor, you could actually implement your app as a progressive web app and support offline with a service worker and not have any UI network connection at all, other than to get the initial set of assets. So server-side requires the network connection. There's also, of course, latency concerns. All the UI interactions are happening over that network connection. So you want to make sure that your app is close to your users, that you've got a good network connection. If you have a high latency connection, the server-side Blazor UI will actually bog down. So you need to make sure you've got a good environment for running these styles of apps. And then also, in terms of scale-out concerns, you're paying with your own server resources to actually run the UI for each connected client. You've got to have a server that can handle a connection for each of these clients. So there's more cost to you for running a server-side Blazor app. Now, we do help you with these things. Like, we have the Azure SignalR service that can help you with connection scale-out. You can use, Redis to help you manage state for all your Blazor connected clients.
Thank you for hosting.
but that
Offbeat
is
Live.
stuff that you have to
Thank
now
you
handle
for
on
hosting,
the server. Where if it
Kawa
was on the client,
Entertainment.
you can just push all
Thank
those
you for
concerns off
hosting,
to the user's
Cypher Academy.
browser and their machine and
Thank
their
you for
process and
hosting,
not have to worry about it on your
LJMF00.
server. That's why, like Jeff
Thank you
Hall's
for hosting.
demo of showing client-side Blazor on just Azure static site hosting with just a little bit of serverless in the back end with Azure Functions is pretty compelling. Like that's a more economical and a more efficient solution than owning everything on the server. But a lot of people like the server-side model because it allows them to keep control. Like if you don't want your code to leak down to the client, the server-side model lets you do that. Like no DLLs leave the boundary of your server in the server-side model. So it has those trade-offs, and we think there'll be different cases when you'll use one or the other. So that's just to explain what that's all about.
And this is great because we did have some questions from Mo in the YouTube chat, and he was asking like how to scale out work and what's the security with DLLs being downloaded and all that. I think you answered all that just there.
So the one question, scale out for server-side Blazor, like we have a work to do on our side to actually produce good documentation about how you need to set up your servers for appropriate scale out. That is what we're working on actually right now for Preview 7. Security for client side is a question I get a lot. Like when people see DLLs coming down into the browser, they kind of freak out. They're like, am I being hacked? Like, is this like now able to run code directly on my OS and like touch the registry and do all sorts of crazy things? And the answer is no, because remember the way those DLLs run is they are executed by the WebAssembly runtime. Like, it's all in the context of WebAssembly. WebAssembly-based code can't do anything more than what you could do in JavaScript today. It runs in the same browser security sandbox. So from that code, you can't just open up a file on the file system because the browser won't let you do that. You can't go touch the registry on Windows because the browser won't let you do that. You can't open arbitrary network connections to wherever you want because the browser has constraints on where you can open network connections to. So in client-side Blazor, you are still running in that same security sandbox. It has the same security guarantees as if you had written all that code in JavaScript, but instead, you got to write it in .NET and C#. So that's the difference.
One other question, I'm trying to like balance between too many questions and ignoring them, and people go crazy.
We don't want anyone to go crazy.
So, Wellev's asking, is it possible to have a server-side pre-render?
Yes, in fact, this app is doing that already. Let me go back to the application.
We should be able to replace
just refresh it. So just refresh, and then we'll view source.
With something along the lines of
yes, okay, so there's the app is loaded, and then view page source. Now notice that like all the content of the application is already here. Like it's not just rendering a stub and then updating the DOM later. Like the first render of this app is actually a full render. And the way that's set up is if we go into this pages folder, one of the difference between the server-side Blazor template and the client-side Blazor template is that the initial render of the apps in the server-side Blazor template is handled using Razor Page. Like this is actually a great example of using both Razor Pages and Blazor together. Like the initial render, that's a request with a reply with some rendered code. That's handled by a Razor page. Here's how that just normal markup and tag helpers for setting up the head content, and then to render the app component, the main component for the server-side Blazor app. That's what this HTML helper is doing. So HTML.renderComponent async is saying, please now also render this Razor component right here in this Razor page and wire it up for interactivity for me. So that's how the pre-rendering occurs. So this entire code, including the initial render of that app component, which is the root of my app, all happens initially on the server. Spews out all the HTML, and then on the client in the browser, it then sets up the SignalR connection and rewires back up to the state that was already established for that component. So there is already pre-rendering happening in this app, and that just is set up for you by default whenever you create a server-side Blazor application. Now,
okay, one more question.
Yeah.
If I can jump in. Eugene's asking, because you showed the server side and the client side, is there, and I know people have set up things where they toggle between them using like a query string, and they like write the code themselves. Is there ever, are there any plans to officially support like a dual mode where you support both of those together?
So in I think it's even in Preview 4 and Preview 5, we kind of broke dual mode. Like we made it very difficult to flip flop back and forth, and that was just where we were, a point in time thing. In preview 6, which is shipping this
That
week,
will load our stash
very soon.
But what
We
we need to do
did
is
some work
share
actually to
to the
specifically make it easy
directory.
again to flip back and
So
forth.
maybe we'll have a path
We don't
to the
have
directory.
like the dual mode features built in, where you literally have a query string where the user can go and like toggle back and forth between client side and server side.
this
But
is
the
where I don't
layering
wanna
of the
do
app
this,
is now
but
set up
I
in such a
have
way that you
code
can do that if
that
you want to. So
does
it's a much simpler
this.
setup than it was in. I think it was almost impossible to do in preview
That's
4 and
good.
preview 5, but now with preview 6 it will be easy again.
Content.
We also get questions from people like, can we do it at runtime? Like, can you help me? Like, can I decide at runtime whether or not this component is going to be server side or client side Blazor? That's not something that we plan to ship certainly for V1. But conceptually, I think there's
So
something
we
that
have
technically
this,
blocks it. The fact that
file
even imagine
system
scenarios where
iterator.
you deploy your Blazor app to a service that has some smarts about the types of clients that are coming to the app, and depending on the type of client, like how good the network connection is, or how capable the client is, maybe you switch between server side or client side depending on that particular
So
client.
it's a
Those types of
recursive
scenarios should be technically possible. It's not something we expect to have out of the box, but we've heard people ask for it, and one more thing about pre-render.
So I see back there.
So we need something like
I think I built that, right?
this.
Have I been around here? I don't know if I have. Yeah, I must have, right?
What if you made a game engine in assembly? That would be a waste of time.
At least one more. And oh, penis! I don't want to go off the map.
Can I just do a using file system is equal to a to-do file system? Is that okay? Can we do that?
Yeah, it is. Chase for boosting. 'Cause I know there's like a few secrets.
Oh wait, sorry, namespace.
That the last thing I need is like
So this would be the directory dash create to discover.
soon. I'm too fast.
So we name that to this path iter. It's okay.
I'm trying to check. Oh no, I
And
couldn't destroy that one. I'm trying having a
that.
like yeah.
And path iter.
I can't, but I can't go up here because it's too.
Check collisions. Oh right.
I could have had a small character, but
Big
I don't.
Bang engine is rented in assembly. Dang. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not that hardcore.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's just the truth of it. I think, like, you have to make
I think there is
decisions on
nothing
how
else I
you
can do.
spend your
I need
time.
that one last over there, but I can't destroy
And
it,
that's
so
just something I don't want to
let's
spend my
come back
time on.
later. Once I have more characters unlocked. I think that's about it. What I can do here.
If you want to do that,
So
then
let's just
cool.
finish this, I guess.
I don't.
This one. And well,
That's
just
how I
sit here
feel
and
about
chill,
C++.
shoot
Yeah,
it.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Right, that's cool. You got more room. Oh, wait, actually, can I jump in you? Because you can. I'm pretty sure you.
What
can
does your
use
scheduler
laser.
.cpp do?
Yeah, you can use laser to destroy that one there. Won't have to care about you. Yeah, I knew. I was right.
HPP.
I know
Yeah,
my
I can
Lego
show
Star
you.
Wars. With that being said, I can just,
It does that. So if a scheduler is responsible for
and there's
Um,
only one thing we need to take out next, which is the other side.
scheduling our systems. Right now it doesn't do much,
Yeah.
but basically you can schedule a system,
So the next
which
thing
is
we need to do
a
is I
group
need to
of
go
functions, and
Out of
then
this, I didn't want to this now.
in the future I'm going to make this all be multi-threaded, fun,
And pull this
and it will
We'll jump
be
back
able to
into the
determine
laser
the order that it should be running everything,
So we'll just laser this boy. Yeah. Just so it
all of
doesn't
the
back up again.
systems, and it also has these
So that
writes,
would suck
reads,
a lot.
whatnot, which is for using our the components, so we can know like, hey, this system is using our
So I guess
render
we'll take
component,
this
you know, it
next
writes to
space
our
also.
render component, or maybe it writes to the transform component and reads the render component or
Well, I
something.
guess I can check this out then.
And so that will help in the future with our scheduling. Yeah.
I don't even need to. I could just. We got 130k though. This is quite far. We just destroy this fully, and we can finish off this game, this round.
Check collisions. I'm
It's
trying
easy
to
to pick
remember
up all
what we
the
did
money
with
if you
that.
wanna be.
So this is iterating through all of the directories, so we can pass
And
in
for the
some
last
path
one,
like, you
come
know,
on, we
data,
gotta
and
refinish.
it'll go through all of the files, all of the
Please,
paths,
round
looking
complete.
for a specific file. We're going to be looking for .prefab files. So I think what I need to do here is have a load where it loads a more specific directory, right?
Well, we completed it. So that's mission's done. And we'll just continue with the geognosis. Fine.
And we need to
That
pass
is the
in
easiest. I don't know if it's the easiest one, but it's the
check
one we started.
collisions.
Maze window. Kid fist.
That's right. It's
That's an
checking to see if we
unfortunate
already have
Kid
that
fist.
already in there. I don't think we need
Yikes.
to do that right now. Not in there.
Did
We
get
could do
your
it
Jedi?
other.
Probably.
Alright, wait. Could we
And we'll have lots
check
of
collisions?
stats
So
as
why
well,
would I not want
because
that?
we, you know, we got
I don't know.
130k.
I think we'll remove that until I
We got
decide
how
that
many?
we
We got
actually
one
need it.
medikit out of 10 for the character. That's fine. We got 3. We got 2 for the Blixer. Yeah. Well, I should be able to continue. So we can unlock the new area, the next area that is.
Maybe I'll do like load
Alright, but that's good, 'cause
subdirectory.
this is still. So this is like easy, more easy money after you complete a mission. I not hit that.
Check collision. So we get rid of
Just
that
pick up all the remaining
directory.
stuff is making.
Content iterator. You can just call that
And
file iter.
got it all. So we will just assemble this right here, so we can go
Oh,
to
oops.
the next area.
This should just be
next area
load.
unlocked.
I just wonder why it can't go in here. Right? Like, couldn't it just call the...
That allows, yeah, that will.
I'm starting to think that could be the case.
Why
If
don't we
it's
just wait till
directory, then why don't we just call load
great nations
dash and
Jedi.
path iterator path? Yeah, why can't... I think we could just do that. I don't think we need this subdirectory thing. If it's a regular file, yeah. We should be able to just do this.
So what's over here?
So this is path editor. Oops. Path. Yeah, let's call it
So
path
that
editor.
allows this to be collected. This is so cool. I really miss playing this game. And over here it's like
Okay,
this is
so
where
if
you
it ends with our
yes.
prefab extension,
Pretty sure that's where they get kept.
I don't know if I really want this boost to I equals. I don't think we need that, right?
Alright, cool. Wait, I wanna get that. So back here we have, yeah. This is where you have all the things you have to capture.
pretty sure we can just take a path, iter, or we could just say directory, whatever. Has extension. Yeah.
The duck is this.
Oh, that
What is
checks
it?
the
What? This is like 130 bricks, right? Pretty sure it is.
extension. Has extension.
30 bricks.
Replace extension. Okay, maybe we. Hold up. C++ check extension.
Oh, that's cool. What this?
There, yeah, we don't really want that. That's fine extension.
Let's explore this.
So this is really in like C++ 11.
Oh, cool. Well, that's a lot of money. Well, we'll try to get this so we can get more stuff later, right? I guess we can move
Looking to see if there is a way
that one.
to
Like,
like maybe filter file extension.
Alright, well, we got the important thing. But that doesn't do shit. Well,
Reader suffix. Yeah.
we gotta
Okay.
get 2 million before we.
It's starting to look
spend more.
like.
So we can get that one.
We need to do what I was doing. Yeah, here they have file.
This is like some pursuit. Good money.
The extension. Yeah. Okay. We'll just do it like that.
Sorry. You hit this then.
Okay.
Oh, wait, what?
Is it a regular
Fast
file?
build.
And does it have that prefab
Oh, kinda
extension?
nice. Let's see what
We'll
this
go up
is.
here and we'll say
Jump in and
static
shoot.
path.
Funny. Guess we can't destroy this. Oh, no, we can. I'm playing Lego, dude.
So then we can
Oh.
easily change it if we ever want. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we can just scrap
Some
that.
child. Wait, what happened? Oh, Bobby man.
Content, name some path.
Scared me shitless.
We don't need that.
You did? Huh? I mean, it's just played, but huh? Well, thank you, dude.
The has it,
Appreciate
check collision, assert.
But yeah, I'm
I
playing
don't
Lego
think we're
right
doing
now.
that.
I feel like playing Lego.
Rename IDs. Oh, I totally forgot about that. That was kind of cool. Where
Does it have a limited sentence?
I don't think we need to do that right now.
I'm not sure how this works.
But I did have support
What's
where you could
this?
like rename an ID, rename content, or redirect content.
Yeah. It was a good play, PP.
Sorry.
So I had to go that way a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, all good characters must come to an end eventually. Oh, so if you can destroy this fast. Okay, well, no more of this then. Let's just go and continue more of the story. Get more. Oh, wait, no. I want to get this one. I just noticed it. Let's go and get more storyline completed so we can unlock more characters and all that stuff. We get more money and get the 4-time one so we can get more money. But what's up, like Graves? Hey, welcome to the stream, man. I hope you've had an amazing day so far. Okay. Back to the thingy we go and get more stuff unlocked. Man, I love this game. This is such a good game. Wait, let's get this. It's money. Well, before, can you like That's extremely loud. Fuck. Ah. Why is it so loud? I'm turning that down. Fuck's sake, dude. That scared me shitless. Fucking hell. I'm fine. Fuck, that's loud. That's so loud, dude. That's so loud. We'll put this down to like a good. Well, we'll put it down to 20%. How about that? Dude, I just shut myself. That's loud. I'll hear the game. Because if not, I'll just turn the game up a bit. Alright, cool.
I won't worry about that right now. It was cool though. Get unique ID. We don't need to do that.
Money.
That's just where we need to create the prefab, right? That's
So
all we
we'll
really
just
need to
continue
do.
the
And set the name.
missions now. So we can get more
And
money.
then the other thing we need to
More
do
stats to
is.
finances.
I mean, we don't even have to do that here technically. We have.
That's J here, right? J.
Why do they do this?
Forum next. Gun engine. Storyline.
Yeah, so how do we execute a script like that? Lewis script. That it? No, I don't think so. We should be able to script. How do we actually run a script? Running lure code. Maybe one of these. Script. Derp. Script file. There we go.
Oh no.
Oh, that's our Lewis
What
state.
notification do I have on Twitch now?
I will wait for games to be released. I mean, you don't really have
It's
an
this
alternative, right?
I remember this. Right, so I'll just.
It's teasing.
Alright, cool.
This is lame.
So, can I like check one of these? I'd rather want to play. Right, so.
I guess I
we'll
need to
just
pass in
start
my Lewis
off
state here.
By
Soul state,
trying to look out at the edges of the map
right?
and see if we can find some stuff over
Or
here.
should I create one specifically for this? I mean, before getting any kind of hype. Okay, yeah. I would say I am typically like that. As I get older, I find that I'm less and less hyped for games.
That's some easy money. Oh yeah, we'll got that purple one. Oh, there's two. Oh, that's good. Right, anyway, we'll jump on this one.
Like when I was younger, and like you know, Pharmacy 8 was
that's
coming out, I was so excited.
Can only walk so far, right?
Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, never mind. I don't want to do that because. Wait, what do I call it again? Let's go over here.
Oh come on!
Because
the
Lewis
moment
state.
I destroy it.
I
What?
guess I need to
What?
pass it in as
Okay, this
a
game's rigged.
reference.
I swear to God, this game's so rigged.
Because this has been called recursively. So
Okay,
this
it
is
has machine
Lewis
guns, it
state
has
dot
machine
script
guns.
file,
I'm
and I
sorry,
need to
I'm sorry,
pass
I'm
in
sorry for
the
what I said.
file path. That's
Sorry
prefab
for what I ever
file
said and
path.
what I did to you. To hurt you.
Dot generic
Oh,
string.
come on.
Right,
Don't I have, like,
takes
second characters on
a
this display?
string. Yes, file name.
Do I not? I do.
Load mode. any binary
Okay,
text.
fuck you, that's
Oh.
good.
Okay, so we could do
Come
binary.
on, really do me like that. Potent.
This is any.
Oh,
I guess
hello.
we can just do any. I'm hyped for Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
Keanu.
sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I need to find a vehicle.
I think it made more sense back then. Games were smaller and you could rely on studios. Make good games based upon reputation. Yeah.
I think I'm safe here.
There's less money overall.
Oh, I'm not. Go get my money. I want my money back. You thief. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Alright, we just gotta get it to the point where it's about to close down. Or shut
Yeah,
down.
there's a
and we
lot
can
of
just
studios that
take
would
it.
just make reliably,
Now, I
like
think
they
this
would
is-
reliably make good
I see what
games
we do
that
is
now
we
you're
just do
like,
that.
like Bethesda
Right like this.
or
This is 200 IQ, dude.
what was the other one?
Alright, so now that is done. We'll do this one next. Oh, now I'm getting destroyed though. One last shot.
The devs
Yes,
that just
that
made
worked.
Anthem. I'm forgetting.
There's
Something.
so much
BioWare.
money to get it. Oh,
There we go.
penis.
BioWare.
Fuck off with you.
Like before Anthem,
I didn't get the purple one. Are you kidding me?
well, I guess there was like one or two games that
Torpedo
were
launches. So
Dragon Age 3 or whatever it was called was I think somewhat questionable, right?
nice.
I didn't play it, but for the most part they made really good games, and then they released Anthem.
I can do this.
But you play Anthem, right, Mr. Brownstein? Like you're actually an
Wait,
Anthem
no.
fan.
Oh.
Um,
Okay, I see what you want me to do.
oh yeah, Andromeda,
Okay.
right?
I do.
But yeah,
so-
like
okay.
you know, before that stuff, like a decade ago,
see
they
what
just
you want me
released
to do.
quality games always.
Okay, so penis. I did not want to do that. Oh, penis.
Okay, so I think this looks good. Whoops.
Right, well, we'll take
For
this one.
iterating over all of the files in this directory and
Oh, fuck hell.
pulling out any prefab files and loading
Like
them.
that. That's how we do it here. In the gang.
Nice.
Well, I guess we can just go explore it.
So let's write a few.
Well, that's two.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
my
yeah,
understanding of
yeah,
Anthem is that it's not necessarily that the gameplay is bad, it's that they
That's
don't
so
have
right.
enough content.
And now that's getting taken. I'm fine with that. Oh.
Kind of like No Man's Sky to me. I see the nugget of goodness. Yeah. Just needs another year of baking. Hopefully it gets that.
So good.
Okay, so we're going to create a prefab. Let's call it oilslime.prefab.
I just have to hurt it
Yeah.
enough so that he jumps
And
out.
then
I jump
we
in.
need to tell Windows
thing
that
I
we
do is
want
destroy
it to open this.
That's like right in the way though. So I have to take that out
Oh yeah,
first.
just
before
right there.
we destroy
Open
mine.
with. Perhaps.
Yes, they do just about now, really.
Excellent.
Right, well, we can go pick up the
So,
money
this
first.
is going to be a prefab, so it's going to look like this.
Nice. Okay, well, now that's gone.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Guess we
Yeah, let's fix this.
I have to take this out, but I want to get this out here first. But I can't do shit to it. I need that lace, that thing over there.
That should be right.
But oh, well that sucks. I need to take one of those right as
Right,
That's
data.
what I'm gonna have to do. Oh,
Forgot to do this Soul state, Lua state.
Alright, cool.
Okay. And then, yeah, sorry, I lied about
Sorry,
this stuff.
this
Skip
though.
by name.
That's all.
I'll get back to the other thing here in just a moment. This is going to be pudding.
Ah, it got destroyed before I
Pudding. And so we'll be able to get rid of all of that
Right, first of all, I need
here
that
soon.
right there.
And then we have a few more. What was the other
Get
one?
back here.
It's going to be oil
Piece of
slime.
shit. Thank you.
Oh yeah, doors.
So we'll take this. Let that get destroyed.
And spine boy.
Money.
Those are the prefabs. So this is what
Futuro.
because we're going to move this stuff over into our prefab piles. Let's just do one for now.
So what I need
What
is
did
Sorry,
that
oil
do
slime.
from
Let's get that working.
any other guy?
that one.
I just want
So
to
the
tell you
scale
how
is
much
I'm
we
actually fucking bad at this game. Jesus.
got to know to
we actually
understand.
that.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
I need to destroy that.
Wouldn't need to set that in the animation. So
Oh
like
my
the
gosh.
crazy thing with this is that we only need to set the name.
You already got a bunch.
No, it's really funny because
Alright, thank you.
I think for this we'll just need to say init
You're destroyed now.
name is
it's
equal to
ways many
oil
That's
slime.
nice.
friends to quit.
I think that's it.
I'm not
And
gonna make it back to the money though.
don't use tabs,
Nah, it's okay.
please.
Just make it back.
And also let's tell this
Unfortunate.
that
Mm-hmm.
alright, I can
But I have to take that
um,
one out, so I have to go in there.
okay, cool.
Check my.
So I think we just have to set
So-
the name as an oil slime right now, like because that's all it has. It automatically figures out the animation stuff, and texture is automatically figured out as well. We want the basic shader, so it will do that for us.
You know what I'm gonna do
Yeah,
first?
so
I'm gonna take
it
this.
sets up everything for us.
I get destroyed.
Beautiful.
I did not yet, not yet, not yet. I'll just.
One thing that's not quite right is the text direct.
Fuck, this is so weird.
Oh right, and we wanted the default animation to be move.
Oh, alright.
Default animation is
See.
move.
I got what I wanted to destroy.
Image.
Now give me all the money so I can get. Nice.
You can put our game on the Steam wishlist, and one dev even said we all love Steam
I think I got.
because it's sponsored by Epic Games. Yeah. Well, right now, Epic Store doesn't even have a wishlist feature.
Cause yeah, I need to go get something real quick. Oh wait, you over here, you gotta be.
It's like super basic. I'm kind of surprised that it launched with like
You like not run.
some major features like wishlist missing. Like that seems like such a like popular thing. Like it would seem like a somewhat easy thing to add in. And
Oh yeah, you are actually.
Beautiful.
You just flattened me.
I guess they didn't have very many games to start with, so they're like, hey, we're launching the story with 10 games. Why do we need a wish list? But as they are releasing more and more games, yeah, we'll see. I'm definitely interested to see how the Epic Store does. I think it's good that Steam is going to get some competition. I think that's all for that. So now, let's do this. Let's comment that out and uncomment this one.
The obvious thing would be to destroy both
We
these.
should see if it works.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
We're missing
Actually,
at
not both
least
of them,
one
but
thing
only one.
though.
The obvious to destroy
Wait, where's
this
that
one
Lewis
here.
state? Up there. Why does that not take
Actually,
it?
you know what? I need
Not
to be this guy. He shoots
referenced.
fast. does more damage as well.
Wait, you can't pass in a Lua state?
It's in the back screen.
ca2 desenvolvimento de
Does that have to be a
software de you
sensor?
have 0 points. Welcome ca2 bot. Good
How do you
evening.
pass around the Lua
Please,
state?
use exclamation mark to get help.
Yeah.
ca2 live.
It has on full screen. At the wrong
It is
screen.
June 11th, 2019,
Let me make it
18:08
nice.
and 1
Okay.
second
It's
for
not
app.
strange
So I'll
because
let
it
this guy destroy it.
restores.
Time.
I'll just help
So
him.
I don't
the
want that.
ca2 desenvolvimento de
screen.
software de. It
Alright, cool. Okay, Gucci. Good.
is June 11th,
Coins I need to collect. Yes, okay.
2019,
Next,
18:07 and
Lua
52
code.
I need to
seconds.
take this one. Ah! I'm fine.
Transferring functions.
Alright, so I'll take this. I'll target this one.
1, 2,
I don't care. I'll destroy it.
and
Got this.
this.
Can I not destroy it with this? I feel like I should be able to. Maybe I'm not in range of it. Or something, I don't know. But I learned
Wait,
that
I'm
there is another
passing
one
it
over
in
that I
here
can
as
take.
a soul state. Okay, there must be something wrong
But
there.
I wonder what else there's
That
over
gets
to
passed in as a
see.
soul state reference. Did I forget to pass it in as a reference here? Oh, I did. Okay, that's why. Yeah, that's
Focus
fine
on me,
with
why
me.
do
That's
you do
good.
that?
So I missed that.
Fuck off, will you?
What they got rid of was the copy constructor. I didn't want to copy it anyways. Yeah, so that's good. They actually saved me there. Kind of. So one thing I'm missing,
Alright, gang.
we can go ahead and do a
Take
build,
that.
is that we don't have support in our script,
Yes.
Lua Expose
See,
script,
this is what I'm talking
or
about.
the namespace, right? Nope.
I almost just fucked myself over right there.
I think I actually want to do Lua.
Alright,
Looks
so
like we
I
got
want to
some
get the money real
errors
quick, so
here.
I have to take this. Just
New
run.
user type prefab.
Do you see a purple coin? Come on, that's just BS.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I
We're going
just
to
got
be
cocked so bad.
recreating that
Well, I'm
anyways.
gonna need you
Prefab,
right now, so
prefab
give
mapping.
me your bikey boy.
Undeclared
Thank you very
identifier.
much.
Well, it's right there.
Alright,
Oh,
so
maybe
this-
I need to include an ordered map.
Come on, just give me the darn
That's probably what it is. So let's actually stop
Seriously?
the compilation for
I mean,
now. I want to
what?
go to Lua user types.hpp and change this to be Lua user type namespace.
I mean, I feel cocked already.
Hey Froggy, what's
You
up?
run. Get them. Get my money.
Okay, let's try compiling
on,
that.
fuck's
We
sake.
do have the CPP file for
Okay.
Lua user types
I've
from.
been cocked out
That's
of
okay.
my money, so
We'll rebuild it here in
that's
a moment.
fucking awesome.
What I want to do is say if it's a
I just need a new one. Data's
namespace, how is that different? How is that different? I don't actually know if it is. No constructor.
Wait, no.
I guess it's kind of the same as the
Don't do that around that. Good.
isn't it the same as these other ones?
I got all three of them. Alright, cool.
I think so.
The fair storm.
can just do that.
Where the fuck did I put
What are
my
you doing,
phone actually?
Fire?
That is my question right now. Where did that
Try
go?
at.
I think I did
Let's
throw
look
them in there.
at the output. So
Well,
we're
I did
looking
not get
for
full
our
Jedi, so I have to go
prefab.
back in another
I don't
time
see it.
completed.
There's no prefab in here. Dang. Are you using that Google Liquid Physics
Damn it,
thing
man,
yet?
I got a lot of these.
I have not actually heard of that. Yeah, there's no prefab in here. Why
I
is you not
thought you
finding
were
the
joking when you said
prefab?
Jesus fucking Christ. That is
Should
a
be able
lot
to
of
find it,
keys.
right? Oh, whoops, that's why. I changed it. That's right. That's user type now.
Right, well, we got 5 bricks, and that's about it. So that means
And
I have to
couldn't
continue
find
story.
it.
I didn't get a lot this done, but right now I think I'm just gonna try to speed run through the story if I can complete it again with more
There we
characters.
go. Nice.
But with that being said, let's continue on with the story.
Wait, how do I expose a namespace? I just realized that. New user
So
type.
where's the next place? Jedi Crash. Let's see what this is about. Let's see if we
Okay.
get to play this.
Didn't really think about that. Namespacing. How do I new user type my class?
This is nice. Right, so what am I supposed to do over here? I have to land here. So is it K? Yeah, it's U. Right, so what is this all about?
Function. I don't know if I can expose a user type like what I was trying to do. What I'm trying to do.
Alright. So, next
Do I
thing to do
expose a
is
namespace?
pull this lever. Now. Alright.
By having a table and giving
We'll
it the
destroy this and get
namespace
some money
names
real
you
quick.
want before registering enums.